Hi, hello, welcome to Intermediate Studies, your go to channel for mastering intermediate concepts with clarity and confidence. Whether you are preparing for exams or just brushing up on the basics, we have got you covered. So, today we are kicking off a journey with Physics First Year Unit 1 Physical World. In this video, we will go through important 2 mark questions that can help you score better and understand the core ideas very quickly with visuals also. So grab your notes, stay focused, and let's get started. So these are the 2 mark questions from Unit 1, which are a crucial part of your exam to gain 2 out of 2 from Unit 1. Let's get started one by one. Here is the first question. What is physics? Physics is the study of natural world. It is study of basic laws of nature and their manifestation in different phenomena. Here we need to use the simple definition as it is in the textbooks. Keep it short and to the point with key terms like laws of nature and different phenomena. Here these three are the keywords to attempt this question. Study of natural world and laws of nature and different phenomena. Since these are the 2 mark questions, we need to remember some basic keywords to answer these questions. And here I added some visuals to understand easily. Like what is physics? If you see these visuals, then we will get understand like the basic things like apple falling from the tree, which is a gravitational force, and the planets orbiting around the sun, and the simple pendulum. These all are the concepts which we covered under physics. Okay, so move on to the next slide. And the second question is, what is the discovery of C.V. Raman? And here the answer is like C.V. Raman discovered Raman effect. It deals with the scattering of light by molecules of a medium when they are excited to the different energy levels. And here the light beam entering into a liquid surface and it emits some beam, so which is known as scattering of light. So always you need to mention the concept very clearly in the 2 mark questions, which is as it is in the textbook. So here I mentioned two keywords. One is the Raman effect, and the second keyword is scattering of light. So definitely you need to write these two keywords because each one carries 1 mark. Raman effect carries 1 mark, and the scattering of light carries 1 mark. And he received the Nobel Prize in Physics for his discovery. This is an extra point. If you want to mention, you can mention in the exam. Okay, so the next question. And here is the third question. What are the fundamental forces in nature? We already know there are four fundamental forces in nature. One is strong nuclear force, the second one weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and the gravitational force. Here I mentioned some visuals to understand these forces in better way. So here the gravitation force is falling apple from the tree is known as gravitational force, and the force in between the magnets is called as electromagnetic force, and the force in between the neutron and photons is a weak interaction. When the neutron becomes photon, we can call it as weak interaction force, and when the neutrons and photons are bonding each other with a strong force, we can call it as strong nuclear force. And these are the four forces we have in the nature. Okay, if the question says mention any two, then you can write any two from these four. Better to mention electromagnetic force and gravitational force if they asked. Okay, so the next question. And the fourth question, what is the contribution of S. Chandrasekhar to physics? Chandrasekhar explained Chandrasekhar limit, which is used in the study of black holes, and he also worked on the structure and evolution of stars. And here, these are the three keywords we need to remember, like Chandrasekhar limit, structure, and evolution of the stars. This is the structure and evolution of the stars that Chandrasekhar explained. So the next one. Here I just added the visuals for understanding purpose only. No need to bother about what is exactly the flowchart is. So just you need to remember the keywords only. One is the Chandrasekhar limit, structure and evolution of stars. This is enough to get the 2 marks for this particular question. Okay. So just visuals or for understanding purpose only. Ignore that. Fifth question. What is Raman effect? Raman effect is the inelastic scattering of a photon or light by molecules which are excited to higher energy levels, resulting in a change in its wavelength. We already know Raman effect is nothing but the scattering of light by molecules when they are excited to the higher energy levels, which means lower energy levels to the higher energy levels. If you see the sample image, we can observe some difference in wavelength. Here, the wavelength is the incident light wavelength is same as the emitted light wavelength. So E is equals to E naught. Here, the energy is also same for the both incident and emitted light. Whereas here, if you see the wavelength between these lower energy levels and higher energy levels, if you we can observe some change in its wavelength. Here the wavelength is more, and here the wavelength is less. So we can also observe some change in its wavelength. So this effect we can call it as the Raman effect. Okay. Next question. So before going to the next question, here the Raman effect question is very important, and you need to give the explanation in one line, and also you need to mention the change in its wavelength, because we need to show up what it results. It results in its change of its wavelength, because this question is often asked directly. So please remember this question and answer also. So let's move on to the next question. Sixth question. Which of the following has symmetry? Acceleration due to gravity or law of gravitation? Here the answer is law of gravitation, because it is same at any place in the universe. Here the symmetry means the law works the same way even if we can change the direction or we can reverse them. Okay. So the next question. What is beta decay? Which force is a function of it? We already know we are having four forces, and I already said like weak interaction is nothing but a beta decay. If you see the weak interaction force, here Newton here the neutron is becoming proton by emitting an electron and an uncharged particle which is called as neutrino. We can indicate it as V bar. And here neutron is equals to photon plus electron plus one uncharged particle which is called as neutrino. So this process is nothing but the beta decay. If you see the definition, the nucleus emits an electron and an uncharged particle called neutrino to become an photon. This process is called beta decay. And here which force is a function of it? Weak nuclear force is a function of it, because in between that weak nuclear force only the process of beta decay is happened. Okay, so the finally beta decay is when a neutron in an atom changes to a photon. Sorry, I will take the indicator. Yeah, beta decay is when a neutron in an atom changes into a photon by releasing an electron and one uncharged particle called neutrino. And this is possible because of the weak nuclear force, which is one of the four fundamental forces of the nature. So weak nuclear force is a function of it to become the to for the process of the beta decay. So yeah, that's all. And these are the seven important questions from the unit 1. And thanks for watching. And that's it for today. Keep revising, keep revising, and stay tuned for the next video. I will upload the 2 mark questions from unit 2. And if you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe to Intermediate Studies for more. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.